Good day, everyone. It may be a little chilly outside, but this is one of the warmest, welcoming group of people I've ever had the pleasure to be in front of. So I am excited to bring to order the luncheon for February 2022. My name is Cynthia Giles, for those of you who do not know me, and I am the board chair this year. I'm very excited to kick off the second year here, and this is our second luncheon of the year here. Woo. And I would like to thank our sponsors, Lexington Medical Center and Tim's Catering, for the tasty food. And I would like to welcome all of you to stand and welcome Kim Mitchell, for the invocation and our Pledge of Allegiance.
Wow, thank you. Usually if I hear Kimberly, I know I'm in trouble, but I'm kind of innocent today, actually. It's great to be with you all. If y'all will bow your heads and let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you that your word tells us that your mercies are new each and every day. We are asking for your blessings upon our chamber. May you use us in our families, in our places of employment, in our community to help us build your kingdom. May we be mindful to those who you place in our paths. Lord, we ask your hand of guidance upon the leaders of our community, our state, our nation, and the world around us. May our leaders seek your truth. We pray for unity among races, political parties, and denominations. May we all come together and live out your greatest command, to love God and love people. We ask that you would bless the hands that prepared this food, and that you would bless the food to nourish our bodies so that we can use it to strengthen us to serve others. Bless us, Father, so that in turn we can be a blessing to others. We ask all these things in the name of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Kim. Burley. That's hilarious. All right. Good afternoon, you guys. It's really good to be here with everybody. I'm Carrie Powers, president of the chamber. I know most of you, but there's a lot of new faces here. So welcome. We're glad to have you. I don't think we have any elected officials here today, but there are a couple of people that I would like to recognize. First off, I think we have Dr. Akil Ross from School District 5. Good to see you, Dr. Ross. Thank you. And of course, somewhere, there he is, we have the first president of the chamber, Mr. Chuck Larson. He is here with us today. Always good to see you, dear. Thanks for being here. Okay, I'd like to recognize my board. If you would please stand, my board members that are here. Thank you for being here. Well done. Appreciate y'all being here. And of course, my incredible team of diplomats who are here to do everything. They do everything. Thank you guys for helping serve the food and taking care of all the other stuff. We couldn't do this without you guys, so thanks to you guys, our diplomats. One other important announcement that I would like to make, for those of you who are coffee talkers or who've been in the chamber for a little while, you know Lee and Susan Adams, who are here with us right now. They are our beloved friends, but today is their 45th wedding anniversary. Congratulations to you guys. We really love y'all, and it's just an absolute testament. 45 years, that is fantastic, and y'all are just the cutest. So thanks for coming and spending the day with us. That's fantastic. All right, Kim, you've got the mic.
If you are a new partner, you've joined since the last luncheon, or you've never stood up and introduced yourself, if you'll please stand up and introduce yourself. If you are new and this is the first time you have attended an IRMO Chamber meeting, if you will please stand up, including you. Yeah. If you will please stand up and just introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Grote. My company is Paul Properties Real Estate. We are a real estate brokerage in the Columbia and Irmo area, and that's really it. I'm friends with Morgan here and Chris. Morgan strong-armed me to come here today, and I appreciate him doing that. Thanks, Morgan.
All right, good job, Morgan. Welcome.
Got to watch out for Morgan.
I know, he's a mess.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and my trusty sidekick is Nana. I work with Legal Shield. It's something that the Chamber is going to be offering everybody now as kind of a benefit to sign up for, and it provides 24/7 access to attorneys. There's identity theft prevention and restoration, and member perks and small business coverage. But, yep, you'll see us around, and we're happy to meet all of you.
Stay tuned for more information on the Legal Shield stuff. We're trying to get that put together so we can offer it on the website. Elizabeth, thanks for being here as always. And Nana, too. We love Nana. Yeah.
Hi there, my name is Amy Camano. My husband and I moved up from Hilton Head last year, and I am a real estate agent with Exit Realty Consultants, and work in the area here, but also in Hilton Head. So if you want to buy something in Hilton Head also. We're very excited to be here. I found out about you guys from Miss Ruby Red, who takes care of my babies when we're out of town.
All right. Thanks, Ruby.
Thank you, ma'am. This gentleman? Yes, sir.
I'm David Bloom. I'm an architectural designer at Hurricane Builders. So if you know anybody with some land or want a home built.
All right. Welcome. Glad to have you here. We have lots of new faces here. Would you guys want to introduce yourselves, or yes?
Yeah. Sure.
Yes, we would love to know who you are.
We want to know who you are.
No, they're not just.
Brian,
I mean, I know that you have an entourage, but let's hear who they are.
Bryant's entourage consists of?
Bryant's entourage consists of Michelle Rosenthal, Richland County Office of Small Business Opportunities. We certify small local businesses located in the Richland County area. We set aside specific contracts that we put goals on throughout the county, as well as we have a set-aside projects like up to $500,000 for our certified SLBEs. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Hi there, everybody. Charlton Burns. I work directly for Bryant, and I'm with Government and Community Services, so we're the outreach and engagement arm for Richland County. So good to see you all again.
All right, welcome.
My name is Kimberly Humphrey, and I also work for GCS, so I'm glad to be here.
Hi, I'm Margaret Jones, and I work for Office of Small Business Opportunity, and I certify small businesses for the county, for Richland County.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And we have one more independent female leader in this group.
Yes.
What is your name?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. Stand up. Stand up. Mackenzie what?
Grace.
Mackenzie Grace.
Mackenzie Grace.
Yes.
Nice to have her.
And we have one more back here in the back.
Oh,
Mackenzie, welcome. Glad to have you.
I need roller skates.
My name is Carrie Allen. I'm a community liaison for Assisting Hands Home Care, and we do for the Midlands, and we place our caregivers in the homes and assistant independent homes. Thank you.
All right, welcome. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have everybody here. Lots of new faces. Really appreciate it. I did want to say thank you to OxyTime. They came in and took care of the what is this called? A fellowship hall today before we got here, sanitized. Our friend Ray, who's up in the crow's nest. Thank you to Ray for taking care of our AV. Lee Essig in the back. She's our official photographer. So if you see her snapping photos, say cheese. You know, she can only make you look so great, right? And then Cutthroat Marketing, of course, they handle all of our digital marketing, and we could not be prouder to partner with them. Tim's Catering, did Tim already leave? Or is he there? Is he still back there? Is he sneaking away? Yeah, it's Paul. That's Paul. So Tim is one of the greatest people. He has been with us forever. Okay. Yes, thank you, Paul. He has been with us from the very beginning, and always it does an excellent job when he caters our luncheons. He's just a fantastic person, so if you ever need him for your business catering, he does a great job on that. He's really easy to work with, and obviously his food is delicious, so please reach out to him. Big thank you to him for feeding us today. And of course, our sponsor, the coveted Lexington Medical Center mouse pads are on your table. Please take it with you when you go. Have a calendar in there, so it's always helpful to have on your desk. My friend Thomas they have been in the weeds for the last 2 years, or the trenches, I should say. You want to come up and say a couple of things? They let you come and represent today, so that's a good sign.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you I have not met yet, my name is Thomas Taffel. I work in our Community Outreach and Community Relations Department with Lexington Medical Center. The mission of Lexington Medical Center is to provide quality health services that meet the needs of our communities. And this community is one of my favorite communities. Unfortunately, over the past couple of years, I have not been as present due to COVID, but some of y'all may have known my former boss, Barbara Wilm, and she took me to this chamber meeting as one of my first opportunities to meet people 5.5 years ago. And I know that Lexington has been a big part of this community for the past 35 plus years. And we're happy to be your only locally run and operated hospital system in the Midlands, and we will continue to be that. We appreciate y'all very much. I will be here for the rest of the lunch if anyone would like to chat afterwards or anything. But we just appreciate y'all and everything that you do for our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Yeah. And this meeting's being recorded, so Barbara, if you watch this meeting, everybody here loves you and misses you, and we hope that you're doing great. So we'll wave. Everybody wave at Barbara. Okay, I got a couple of announcements of stuff that you guys need to pay attention to on your tables. You'll see a QR code on your table. As y'all might have seen, if you're on social media at all, on Monday, our nominations went out. The ballot, sorry, let me just back that up. The ballot went out on Monday for our annual awards, and it has hit social media. It's been, our phones haven't started. I had to apologize to Cindy and Elizabeth because they get all of the notifications from our social media, and it just went nuts. And if you don't like the little red badges, you know, the little thing that tells you how many notifications you have, like you just couldn't clear the notifications. So it was pretty amazing. We had incredible engagement thanks to all of you who have been campaigning on social media. How many in this room were nominated? Wow, it's a lot. It's a lot, yep. Well done to all of you, very well deserved. The list was incredible, and I just could not be prouder of this chamber. Things you should know. If you click on the QR code, it'll take you to the voting ballot. Voting ends on Wednesday, the 16th, so a week from today it ends. I will tell you that as of this morning, we've already gotten more votes than we got in total last year. So the engagement's been really incredible, and I cannot wait to see who wins. I think anybody who is nominated, it should be something you're really proud of, because that speaks volumes. That's your partners, the other partners in the chamber, recognizing the work that you're doing. So well done to everybody. That being said, we need auction items. So if you are interested in donating anything, a service or gift cards are great, booze is great. We like booze. Booze sells really, really well. So if you're interested in donating anything on behalf of your business to our auction, we will be taking those items through next Thursday, the 17th. This will be an online auction. It will not be a live auction. So everything will be online. We have to take photos of all these items, so we ask that you get it to us by next Thursday. If you're interested in doing that, Bethany can help you over here, or Ginger, any of our diplomats can help you with that. We're happy to come pick it up from you, whatever we need to do to get that, make it easier for you, and we appreciate any donation that you guys can give. And then, of course, the gala on March 4th, it's on the table, all of the information. I hope that you guys will consider coming. We sold a lot of tickets on Mondays, so we're well on our way, but we have table sponsorships available. Tickets are still available. And then, of course, we have a block of rooms at the Doubletree that night. Rick and Alicia here they always take great care of us, but they've taken great care of us with our room blocks. So we have that, and it's on the website as well. So we have a special rate for anybody if you just want to walk upstairs to your room instead of having to drive home after the event. It's just a lot more fun, and you get breakfast the next morning, so it's good. Okay, so the rooms are available all the way up till? Yeah, yeah. See, Rick always taking care of us. Okay, so did you hear that? If you wanted, just walk to the front desk, and they'll get you taken care of. That's awesome. Thank you. We appreciate y'all. All right. We'll move on to the school district. Are y'all ready? Okay, it's time to honor a student and a teacher. Come on up.
Thank you, Carrie. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Amanda Taylor with School District 5, and I'm so happy to be here today and share all the great things that are happening in our district with you. First of all, I'm excited to say that 5 School District 5 schools have received merit awards by the Magnet Schools of America, the National Association for Magnet and Theme-Based Schools. H.E. Corley Elementary and Spring Hill High School have been named National Magnet Schools of Excellence, and Irmo High School, Leapart Elementary, and the STEM program at Dutch Fork High School have been named National Magnet Schools of Distinction. So we are so proud of that. And to receive this National Merit Award, the members of the Magnet Schools of America must submit a detailed application that is scored by a panel of educators. So not only is it a great designation, we are awarded these by our peers. And so we're so proud of that. And y'all met one of our Magnet students a little bit earlier. Mackenzie is a student at Escalares Academy at Harbison West. And so I'm glad she could be here to hear that. 6 School District 5 teachers have earned National Board certification this year, and 20 teachers renewed their certification. So this is amazing. That gives us 272 National Board certified teachers in our district, and we are so, so proud of that. Achieving this certification is a year-long process, so we certainly recognize and congratulate these teachers for their commitment to success and being the best possible educators to our students. So we are congratulating them and so excited to share that with all of you. School District 5 teacher Kurt Stiegelbauer he teaches government, economics, and human geography in our 5 virtual program, has been recognized by South Carolina Treasurer Curtis Loftus as the South Carolina Financial Literacy Master Teacher Program's Educator of the Month for January. That's a mouthful, but we're excited. This program provides incentives to teachers who are experts in the area of financial literacy, which is such an important concept to be teaching to our high school students to get them on the right path in life. And these teachers also conduct professional development with other educators. So congratulations to Mr. Kurt. Ian Emmer is a junior at Dutch Fork High School, and he has been selected for this year's High School Honors Performance Series at Carnegie Hall. I know, yeah. He plays the cello and has studied music for 5 years. He's a member of the Dutch Fork High Masterclass Orchestra and the South Carolina Youth Philharmonic. Ian will join student performers from 47 other states, as well as Australia, Bermuda, China, Guam, and South Korea for a special performance later this month at the world-famous Carnegie Hall. So we're excited for him and that experience. And then finally, unfortunately, I don't have a slide for this one, but this is National School Counseling Week, and we are thrilled to celebrate our wonderful school counselors and all the great work they do for our students and our families. And I just wanted to invite you, if you know a school counselor in your life, send them an encouraging message this week. Tell them how much you appreciate the hard work they do, and I know they would appreciate that. So now I'm so excited to introduce you to Mr. Vernon Sava. He's principal at Dutch Fork Middle School, and he is going to introduce us to his Student and Teacher of the Month.
Thank you, Mrs. Taylor. I want to just thank everyone for inviting us today to be recognized. It's unique when you get to sit and have lunch and there's not a bell ringing, there's not a radio going off. So, I forget sometimes you can take your time and, enjoy the 20 to 30 minutes allotted for your meal. But I want to honor two very important people that are Dutch Fork Middle School citizens. One of which we'll start with is our current Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Laura Atkinson. Miss Laura Atkinson is one of those National Board teachers that was mentioned moments ago. She is also one of two teachers that remain at Dutch Fork Middle School from the time it opened. So it's a 24-year career at Dutch Fork Middle School, prior to that working in Campus I. So she this year is doing 7th grade, typically does 8th grade. I needed a favor, she helped me out. But that was the second favor she did, because when we had 5, she was more than willing to go and be a 5 teacher, and that was a new frontier for all teachers. So her courage and her flexibility are very much valued at Dutch Fork Middle School. So Miss Laura Atkinson. The next individual is Armani Moses. She is an 8th grade student at Dutch Fork Middle School. And there's things I knew about her before, and there's things I learned about her today. So what I know about her before is she is the voice of Dutch Fork Middle School. Every morning, she is leading the school in the Pledge of Allegiance and giving the announcements to students. She does a fantastic job with that. She's got a very soft-spoken voice, but one thing I learned about her today is she is in the chorus. So she has many different ways in which she uses that voice. Secondly, I learned today that she'll be going to Spring Hill High School, and she's very excited for that. And she wants to be a teacher, and she plans on doing the Teacher Cadet program. So I would hope someday, Armani, and I think you have the potential to be standing where Miss Atkinson is years from now as a Teacher of the Year, and hopefully in District 5. So thank you, and please come up and get an award.
Congratulations to both of you. That is, I know that's quite an honor, and congratulations for being chosen this month. I just lost my train of thought. I can't remember what else I was going to say. I had something else to say. Oh, well. Must not have been that important. Okay. Next up, we have our, we're going to introduce our speaker Are you ready? Okay, all right. Before I introduce our speaker, we are a Lexington County chamber. The IRMO chamber is located in Lexington County, and a bulk of our programs benefit Lexington County. But as you know, the town of IRMO and a lot of our businesses that we support, the town kind of weaves in and out and upside down and round through both Lexington and Richland counties. So a lot of our businesses are represented, through Richland County. And so I am incredibly fortunate, and have been since I've been at the chamber, to have Bryant Davis as my Richland County government contact. I've known Bryant for quite a while, and we work very well together. But Bryant is the one that kind of has put this whole thing together today, because our board is trying to have a better relationship with Richland County as far as like having a relationship. So this is the first step in that, so that we can better support our Richland County businesses. So Bryant was able to put this together for us, and thank you so much for reaching out and doing all of the legwork for this. I just appreciate you so much. You do such a great job. So our speaker today is Leonardo Brown. He is the Richland County Administrator. And his role, he's responsible for the oversight of all the departments responsive to County Council, and for the proper administration of all affairs under the jurisdiction of County Council, with general guidance and policy direction provided by all 11 members of Council. I'll let him kind of get into some of the nuts and bolts of what he does as an administrator. But prior to coming to Richland County, he served as the county administrator for Smith County, Texas. And he was there for just shy of 5 years. And before that, he was in human resources. He has 20 years of progressive management and leadership experience. And prior to that, he was with Enterprise Rent-A-Car for quite a while, for 13 years. So he has a ton of different kinds of experience to bring to the table at Richland County. He is a native of Shreveport, Louisiana, and he got his MBA at Louisiana State University. And he, of course, is the proud father of 2 boys. So without further ado, if you will please give a warm welcome to Leonardo Brown.
All right, thank you very much for that introduction. I appreciate it, and I have on a suit and tie, but hopefully you all will allow me to be a little bit informal and just spend a little time talking to you. So I have some slides that I'll have up, but I might not necessarily go by everything you see on the slide. So as the introduction says, I do have 2 boys. They actually both go to school in Lexridge 5, and so I was going to mess with Dr. Ross and tell him to make sure he keeps up the good job with the Lexridge 5. So we certainly have had a good time, and I moved here from East Texas. So for those of you who are familiar with Texas, it is a large state, and people think a lot of times that, what you may see on TV represents Texas, and they think about sometimes West Texas, so where it's kind of dry. I'm from woods and water, so it's very similar to here. There's humidity. But I want to spend just a short while this afternoon and talk to you a little bit about county government, and then talk a little bit about me as the county administrator, so that as you try to engage with Richland County and members of Richland County, you feel like you have a personal ability to do that. Because a lot of times as a government agency, one of the things that I find out is that people look at government different than I would prefer, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So we do have a slide, so if you're ready, we can just kind of put it up there, and let's go to the next slide. That's it. So the structure of county government. The reason why I show this slide is because a lot of times people think about towns and cities and county government as the same, and it's a little bit different. So I, as the county administrator, unlike maybe someone in a town where there's a town administrator, or there's a city with a city manager or a strong mayor, where they have really all of the executive decisions go up to a point, and everybody below that follows those directions. In the county government, you have an administrator, but you also have elected officials who are independent of each other and of the administrator. So you think about the Parthenon. So that shows you all the different arms that really go into the operations of county government. And that's important to understand because sometimes people want to know, why doesn't the administrator just do the thing? And sometimes it's not that simple based off the structure of government. So go to the next slide if you will. That just shows some of the elected officials that are in Richland County. So besides the county council, you have people like your county sheriff. You have your solicitor, who is like your district attorney. You have your probate judge. You have your county auditor. You have your county treasurer. You have your coroner. These individuals operate within Richland County, but really are independent of county council and the county administrator, except for the financial arm. And you may say, well, why is that important to understand, Mr. Administrator? Because when things happen from an operational standpoint that go on, for example, with law enforcement, and you think about, let me call the administrator. Well, in that particular case, it actually may be the county sheriff, right, who has the operational and jurisdiction over that situation. So it's good to understand how the government structure works so you have a better understanding of who to talk to and to get to certain areas. Now, in general, I touch all of those arms. And as a county administrator, it's important that you have relationships so that you can influence how things run. But one of the things I'll show you later on is, as the county administrator, if you go to the next slide, the county administrator wears a lot of hats. Now, you may be thinking, Mr. Brown, that happens all over the place. People wear many hats in positions. But the county administrator is unique in that, in some instances, I'm the executive officer for the county. And in some instances, I'm the administrative officer for the county. In some instances, I'm the chief ethical officer for the county. These different roles are not uniform across all situations and all parties. So, for example, you think of maybe even a company in a private sector where you have a CEO of a company and something happens within the organization and someone says, report it up to the chain of command, it'll get to the CEO. Well, in county government, depending on who you work for within the structure, the CEO may be different if you work for an elected official, because the CEO of the elected official is who? Anybody want to say? The citizens. The citizens are the CEOs of the elected officials because that's who you put into the office to run those areas. Whereas to I myself, for example, in the council administrative form of government, I'm appointed by the people that are elected into office. So many people, when you think about that, and you think about, okay, so then how does the administrator then boss the boss, right? So he or she doesn't. But you have to have the rules, the protocols, the policies and procedures in place that speak to how things run, and the expectation is that everybody follows those proper rules, protocols, and procedures. But that's, again, a key thing. I get lots of questions about, why don't you just have them do this, right? It's not that simple, and it's based off of the form of government and how it's structured. So if we'll go to the next slide, I want to talk to you about a few myths here. And this kind of speaks to what I'm discussing with you now. So the county administrator is not in charge of elected officials, okay? So whether that's county council, county sheriff, the solicitor's office, I don't have jurisdiction over their actions. And so when you think about, well, who do I talk to about certain instances, you can still talk to me and I can be a gateway, but the understanding should not be that the administrator has the authority to make someone that is elected do something different than he or she is doing. And so why is that important? Because as a citizen in a community, you want to feel like you can talk to people and get things done. And so a lot of times as voting members of the community, you hear it all the time, your vote matters. When it comes to how elected officials behave outside of policies, procedures, and protocols, then that's really where the change happens. It happens when the voters communicate their expectations for leadership. All right? So another myth, just because it says Richland County doesn't mean it's part of Richland County government, right? So let me give you an example. So there are a lot of things in Richland County that may start with Richland County. So you may say, for example, Richland County School District 1 or Richland County School District 2. or the Richland County Recreation Commission. None of those entities report to Richland County as a government, and none of them are a part of Richland County as a government. Do we work together? Do we try to be supportive? Absolutely. But if you were to call and want to know, why does the park open or close at such a time? How do we get these resources to the park better? That would actually be the Recreation Commission, who has a separate board and who has a separate director that would be responsible for that actual information. But again, you could call me because, as we talked about, and Ms. Carey did a good job, one of the things I do as a county administrator is try to build relationships so that we could bring resources to the individual citizens. So whether or not it's Richland County government or not, but it's your citizen need, how can we connect you to the people or the resources so that you can get your service needs met? And so I think it was very good that Bryant was able to connect and bring me to this opportunity, because that's one of the things when I came to Richland County, and I've only been here a little bit short of 3 years. I know we didn't really talk about that, but I've only been here a little bit short of 3 years. So my introduction to Richland County was Hurricane Dorian, COVID-19 pandemic. Right, so that's been my working environment. And you think about, and I'll just give you a little bit of personal information because I think it's important, and I try to share this with people that I work with. So as a county administrator, I perform a service, but I came here with the family. So my wife moved here, and instead of being able to go out into the neighborhood and meet everybody, pandemic. So no one is interacting and engaging because they're concerned. I have 2 young children in school. So they start school, and then school's like, wait a minute, time out. So again, that networking that we're talking about is so important right now, and those relationships, those are some of the things that a young formative age that kids need. And so then you pile that on the job, if you will. So all of those things that you have to think about when you're also dealing with others in the public, because many of you are in similar situations. So how does county government then facilitate and help you deal with those same scenarios? How do we continue to provide services in the midst of these things? And who is responsible for making that happen, right? And so those are the things that as we talk about county government, how it works, the key thing I wanted to bring up is it is not an autonomous machine. It is made up of people that perform a service. Sometimes they do a good job, and like many of us, sometimes, they fall down a little bit. So we are fallible. But how do we improve? It is through direct engagement from people like you. So I really mean when I say to you, when you have the opportunity to engage with members of your local governments, don't just wait till it's time to vote, but really take time to meet with them and try to engage so they can really understand what your needs are and how then to serve those needs. So what does that look like for Richland County? So one of the things that we did this year, and it's been a couple of years since the county did this, is we did a strategic planning retreat to specifically focus on what are the things that the community is saying that they need, and then how do we focus the finite resources that we have to address those needs. There are 2 things that are important about that. One, if Richland County does that without listening to anyone, then really what value would that be to the community? So it's important that the community actually engages so that those elected leaders hear what the needs are so they can build a plan that reflects the needs that you have communicated. So that's why it's really important for us to have community engagement. And that's really why one of the focuses that I talked about with my council is building relationships within our organization and to our external partners. So I think, again, Ms. Carey, you hit the nail on the head when you talked about the importance of something like this. And so I can talk to you about a few other things here. If you want to go to the next slide, I'll just put it up there so you have it. If you go to the one where it shows you the general budget information, I won't get into those details, but it just shows you some of the financial look of Richland County. I will tell you that Richland County, for the past several years, including the last 2 years and this year, have continuously received awards from the Government Financial Officers Association for excellence in financial reporting and excellence in budgeting. What does that mean? That means that financially and fiscally, we are a strong organization. So you may hear a lot of things about, in the past and different conversations about what's going on with the money. The practices are sound as communicated by external reporting agencies, and the fiscal solvency of the organization is sound. Richland County is in a strong position, and we pretend to maintain that strong position. Some of the ways that we've tried to utilize that is, and I know this is more specific to the Richland County as a whole, but in dealing with blight remediation, in dealing with trying to help individuals who have low to moderate income challenges, you may be aware, and you may have some of your colleagues or coworkers who live in Richland County who have struggled with rental assistance or utility assistance because of the pandemic. Richland County, through the Emergency Rental Assistance Program provided by the U.S. Treasury, received $22 million, which we were considered one of the fast spenders in the nation. We were asked by the U.S. Treasury to participate and be a best guidance community. So that information was shared across the nation, utilizing our program as in one of the leading examples, getting those funds out to people and having a good program to do that. Since then, we are potentially scheduled to get another $22 million. Why is it important? Because if you paid attention to some of that stuff, you will remember that there's a lot of reporting that said there's millions and millions of dollars out in the states across the nation, and that money is not getting to the community. Well, that's not Richland County, right? So that's why I communicate that to you, to show you some of the effectiveness of the organization. The last thing I'll say, and I'll certainly leave room for questions, I know you said there may be questions, is I'll walk you through what I think you should look for in someone that's in a role like mine, and what I'm trying to do to facilitate community growth. Number one, you got to have somebody that's willing to listen, right? So without listening, it's hard to understand what people's needs are. Number two, after you listen, you have to be willing to collaborate. And I appreciate Mr. Dennis coming to me, being willing to say, hey, we got some things going on that are crossing the border, and we want to make sure that we can have that relationship so we can get some of the things that we're trying to get done that spill over into Richland County done. But here's the two other key things that I think are important. One is education, and then the other one is empowerment. It's really hard to empower people when they don't know where you're going and what you're doing. And so that's part of the reason why I took the opportunity to come out and participate, is because I think when you hear what's going on and you have an opportunity to get a better information, then you feel more empowered in how you can engage with the organization, whether it's through someone like Government Community Services or small business operations, it's through one of our elected officials, or directly through me as the county administrator. I will tell you something that I find unique since I've been here is, if you go to try to find me on the county's website, you can find me. You can get my direct phone number and you can call me and I'll answer, assuming I'm at the desk. But many times when people call me and I answer the phone, they are amazed because they wonder why I don't have somebody answering the phone for me, right? Like, you're the county administrator, you have all these things, you really meet with me, you really don't have, absolutely. I'm the county administrator for everyone in Richland County. And I make time whether I have a scheduled appointment or not. Now, you might not know this today, but if you come to the office and I'm there, you will see that in action. And why is that important? It's because you, as an individual citizen, need to feel like you have access and know that you can reach those people who have the ability to make change. So I'll stop there, give you an opportunity for any questions that you have. I could go on and on, but I won't do that. Yes, ma'am.
I got a question. From a budget standpoint, what's your biggest budget item? What gets the most of your time and effort in Richland County, budget-wise?
Right, and that's a two-pronged question. So the answer is, the biggest budget item technically is the transportation tax, okay? Now, that doesn't get the majority of my attention because generally the transportation tax is really already kind of set out. It was voted on, the projects were kind of listed, and it's really just a matter of putting those things into action. But the biggest part of our budget that gets the most attention technically is actually public safety. Over 48% of our budget is public safety. That's your sheriff's department, that's your emergency management services, that's your coroner's office, that's your animal control. So from a budgetary perspective, they get the biggest look. Now, in terms of the area that is the biggest expense in the budget, that, as you can generally imagine, is our personnel, and that's the area where we want to continue to try to make better. So many of you are, and I hope maybe you're not, so let me stop saying that. There are some of us who are struggling with personnel shortages. My understanding is that most times if you drive around many communities, you're going to see a "we are hiring" sign. And that's unique to none of us in general. So the question becomes, now what, where government is generally not on people's first mind, and now you have competing dollars from so many organizations, the risk is having good men and women to continue to look for the field of government. And so that's a real big thing for us, is to how we continue to get people who you can trust, who you know are capable of doing the job, to do a job like the one I'm doing. And that's a really big deal. So if you've never got into government and looked at this type of work, just look and see how many county administrator jobs are open throughout the United States. And then think about the struggles that people have with the running of government. And I think you will be surprised. So that's one of our biggest areas, trying to really maintain people working in the government sector.
As in regard to your rental assistance program, I think it's a travesty throughout the United States that money has been appropriated that hadn't gotten out to the community that needs it, and I applaud you for your effectiveness. So my question is, can you tell us what one or two things that y'all have done that the rest of the country is lacking in their effectiveness in that program?
Absolutely, and the U.S. Treasury did a good job of pulling us all together, and then they put on their website some of the organizations who are looked at as best practices. So one of the things that we did, and again, I'm gonna have to give kudos to Ms. Carey, is we actually partnered with some of the agencies in the community that we know citizens use. So we partnered with the Richland County Public Library because a lot of our citizens utilize that for a number of reasons. And so that was one thing that we did. The other thing that we did was we didn't say to ourselves, oh, we're going to do it on our own. We actually got a national recognized contractor to help us stand up and run that program. We didn't get bogged down in focusing on let's try to get somebody local in order to run this for us. So we talked about it, we considered it, but we did not allow that to stop us from getting the program up and running. And those two things really allowed us to get the program up and running and get the money out to the citizens. The biggest thing was the partnerships that we had with the other agencies. So I would say if anyone is doing this and they're not partnering with other agencies in the community, that's one of the biggest challenges. Thank you. I don't want to bore you with all the other financial slides, but if at any time you decide you want to know more information, we have information on our county's website that gets to the details of our finances. And again, you can also reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to speak with you. It doesn't have to be in a group setting. So thank you for the opportunity. Hope I didn't bore you to death, and appreciate your time.
That was excellent information. Thank you so much. You're a very gifted speaker, so thank you for being here with us today. Maybe another time we'll dig in on that budget so that people can really understand what it's like. When I went through Leadership Lexington County, we had our county administrator come in and break down the budget, and I knew immediately that that was just not a job I would be good at, because that is a lot to manage. So thanks for doing such a great job, and thanks to all of you for being here today. It was a pleasure to have you here. And Thomas, thank you, as always, to Lexington Medical Center for sponsoring. They always sponsor our February luncheon in honor of Heart Month, and normally, you know, we have a physician talk about something like that, but we'll get back on track once, whatever this COVID thing is, we'll get back on track eventually. We have a ton of really good door prizes up here. So get your tickets out, the tickets that you had for your lunch, because we got some cool stuff up here. What's the first thing we got? We've got a portfolio from Lexington Medical Center, nice leather portfolio.
We're actually at a switch in numbers. You have to say all of them. 665002.
Okay, 665002. All right, Karen, wonderful. Come on up. All right, next up is a nice insulated mug from Lexington Medical Center, and that one goes to 664971. Nobody? Anybody? No? Okay, next up. For the mug, 664947. All right, come on down. Next up, we have a water bottle from Lexington Medical Center, and that is 664969. 664969. Where are these people? Where did they go? Did they leave? Is that Dr. Ross? Was he the one that won that? 664956. Morgan. Y'all, if you ever just go buy a lottery ticket, just take Morgan with you, because he just is the winningest guy. It's his year. Now, no, you don't. We have the golf umbrella, which everybody loves the golf umbrella. 664962. 962? No? Nobody? Okay. All right, 664948. Oh, Leah, good, okay. And then we've got a nice lunchbox from Lexington Medical Center, 664974. See, it pays to come to the luncheon, eh? You get something cool.
She's the teacher of the month.
Yep.
She gets to go
Oh,
home
you
with
got something to take your,
now.
yeah. Okay, next up, we've got a charger, and it's 664961. Lee? Oh, for your anniversary, you can give it to Susan. Susan, I don't want you to know, but you're getting a charger for your anniversary. Oh, that was so good. 664985, and this is for one of the journals from Fully Promoted. 664985. No? Those are like the best journals, too. 664975. I mean, nobody walked out the door. There's only like 3 people. All right.
Yeah. You'll put it to use.
Well done. Okay, next up, we've got it's a junior suite. It's a junior suite with breakfast. Okay, a junior suite with breakfast for 2 at the Doubletree Hotel and some of their cookies. Okay? Which, if you put the cookies in the microwave for like 10 seconds, they're amazing. 664954. Yay! Good job, Amy. Okay, we've got one more charger, and that is 664983. All right, Lisa.
It's got a flashlight on it.
Hey, Lisa, I remembered what I was going to say earlier when I had my little, brain freeze. Thank you to Nothing Bundt Cakes. This is our cake lady, Lisa. always with the fabulous hair and hat and everything. She's fabulous. But they always provide cakes for our student and teacher of the month. So thank you for doing that. And they're also going to be providing buntlets at the gala. Everybody gets to go home with a cake. So buy your tickets now. Okay, finally, we have, there's two more. Okay, we have a lot of stuff today. It's great. Okay, Artist Charcuterie, Chef Jay. She's over here. She's got a snack box, a charcuterie box, and that is, oh my gosh, 664935. Meat and cheese. Meat and cheese, yes. All right. And then Castle Brothers, this is a 1-year service agreement. It's worth $189. And this is 664942. Randy. Got to make sure your air's working. Or your heat. It just depends on what day it is. Yeah. Is that everything? All right, y'all, I hope this was a great meeting. Thank you so much. Just excellent attendance. I'm so glad to have all of you here. Thanks to everybody for being here. Have a wonderful rest of the month, and we'll see you at the gala.